You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
I got the VPN on now, but it seems like it's still getting in there.
You are listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
I believe I did that twice now. I think they hacked some things and made it look a certain way, and it wasn't so. I think I got some protection on now. So what President Trump is doing is what I was telling them to do all those years with the checks and balances. The checks and balances were missing from those programs. So now if somebody commits an act of fraud or goes to commit an act of fraud, we can stop it before it's like $50 million. So make sure. Microphone's acting funny today. 1 minute it's up and the next minute it's down. Well, again, it should stop people from doing it. However, if you do it and you get busted at, $10,000, it's better than getting busted at, $30 million. So again, the key is to keep people out of prison. And I think it's not the right answer. And a lot of Democrats complain about people going to prison, but they don't want the right protections. So what happens is you have this person, they commit crime after crime after crime. It's a revolving door. Like sometimes they're not even charged, especially if you're an immigrant. That's real. So all of a sudden, now you're a 3-time loser or something. I guess you can't be a 3-time charged, but if you're charged, you can't. Well, it's better to teach people that lesson than not. Making it easy to steal money didn't help anybody. So again, they're doing that they're shoring up all the programs with checks and balances. And I spoke on checks and balances several times over the years. I don't even know what kind of intersection is this. I hate getting stuck going this way. It will make Hershey all sorts of shit happens. Well, they'll get you to drive by someplace. Oh, look, he drove by there and turned around. Instead of like going after the real crooks. Real crooks living a great life, man. That was evident. And it is evident. In fact, if ICE with ICE operating, you have a lot less of those foreigners. They're foreign nationals. They got no tie to our nation. Not even supposed to be here. You got a lot less of them embezzling and stealing all the money. I mean, it's like insane. I guess the president of Turkey, his daughter, wants to say that if we get people from these third world nation capitals to run the world, it would work so much better. It's insanity. That's a prescription for death squads. That's what that is. Turkey runs death squads, man. I mean, I don't know who you're all fooling or think you're fooling. I mean, just because we work with people to get things forward in the world doesn't mean we're going to go live there. At least we put our missing people on a list. You only go on the list in Turkey if they allow it on the list. Otherwise, you're not missing. A lot of people out on their motorcycles this weekend. I don't know if there's a show or anything, but and they're all Harleys. I guess that'd be more often than not in Pennsylvania. They're definitely messing around with my food sourcing. Maybe they're going to use that as an excuse why I said they drugged me. Oh, the other one came up. Not just the container, the mugs. They can put some stuff inside your mug, and only half the people in the world probably wash their mug after they've washed it. If they get something in there. There goes the next Jonathan Luna, next Jonathan Nichols. That's why the world's so messed up. The deep state does whatever it wants, and that includes Republicans. There are Republicans in the deep state. Replaced the other guy with, I don't know what his name is, but he's a good selection because now Susan Collins attacked him the right way. He's a good selection because he was, I guess, former GOP. They said, well, this isn't the Marxist Democrat. But then Collins painted him a Marxist, a socialist. He said he's a Bernie bro. Or a spokesman. Because that's what it's going to come down to. Sharia law, Sovietism. People are not going to buy into Islamophobia as being an excuse. it's the polls are the same thing they did with Harris. They're just making an illusion that they're ahead. That people will cut off the donations if they think they're doing very poorly, and they tend to donate more when they think they're part of the winning team. You can actually get votes that way. So some of the Arabic vote Trump lost, but I don't think he lost all of it. But he definitely gained, and they made a bullshit poll, but he definitely gained Jewish vote. Might be it could go as far as the reverse, where he gets 80% of it. I think it was the turn. I don't know. I got to get off the road and look where I'm at. It's not screwed me up. I guess how's it going? Look weird. It's saying I'd rather be on the other. More of a backwards road. Again, everything they're pointing to as being Trump's fault is actually Biden's fault. You can't ignore it. It has to be taken care of. And no matter how you would do it differently than Trump, the alternative, the Democrats, is worse, way worse. They're not going to do anything. They lied. Harris had the chance to say she would do it differently, but I don't think anybody's going to buy into it any longer. She was supposedly not going to be like Biden, was going to tighten up. Democrats blew that one by not cooperating. Traditions of America. Probably a Bucks County a little bit. A little flat around here. Wow. Still Billy. And now it's going to be. We're on a plateau now. We're going back into Hilly. we gotta get those checks and balances in there, and we can begin to make sure the money goes where it's supposed to go. And of course, it's not going to cost us as much. It's going to take time to liquidate all that money. You have to take them to trial and liquidate their funds. Get that stuff back in, that funding back into the system. But again, the gas prices are an issue, but the president might be able to overcome them. I believe they're price gouging. I mean, there's been several news articles about that over the prior year or so. I've always wanted to go to Indiana, PA. I didn't want to go there, but I've always heard about it. I don't know, I've always seen it. Indiana, Pennsylvania. What the hell's that? Can't recommend Indiana for anybody. Another deep state world. Now we're in Indiana. No. Oh wait, no law. I wasn't supposed to go to Indiana. No law. No. That's why I was supposed to go to Indiana, Pennsylvania. So it's a no. They wouldn't block, I wouldn't even end up there. I got enough credit to just have had a quiet life, and even in the government after I left the government, especially. Remember to heal the small businesses. Not even the big businesses that place. Heal your businesses. There's questions as to whether any of the statistics are real. Like who's white and who's so people on the inside might be skewing the statistics. All you have to do is be, left to center, and they'll do it. That's about where it starts. Go work and lie. Got some road construction up here. That's why it's only go the other way. I was gonna turn it on. The volume up high enough? The volume is down now. Somebody's doing something. Test the audio, test the audio. Let's wait. Somebody. Test the audio, test the audio. Test the audio, test the audio, test. Test the audio, test the audio. Test. What can I say now? Everything I've said is everything I said's true over the years. Already evidence everywhere. I told you it was gonna be easy to find fraud. Just don't tighten the program so tight that people that deserve it don't receive it, because there's just tons of open fraud. Now, I was shocked by some of it myself, but I knew it was fraud. But it's all mafia, is really what it is. These contractors are part of mafias, government contractors. Only the people that are part of the mafia get the government contract. It's deep state. Deep state's a mafia. Howdy doody. And we're stuck, where it says stop. It's a long one, but the people going the other way, one guy was waving at us when he got to the point where we were. Only in Pennsylvania. All right. Oh, you know what it might be? I gotta make sure that I don't have it plugged in. Let's see if it's changed. It could be low battery. I don't see the indicator. All right, let's take a look at what we got going on here. That's about the same. I had the rechargeable AAA or AA's in there. This guy was telling them to slow down. They were going pretty quick through. It was like a iron plate across the road, so you shouldn't be going all that fast. You go too fast on them iron plates, you can shove it out of center and then fall in. It's a major work there. Commerce Park over there. And Armenia Stone. They're Armenian. You got Armenian around here. But so assimilation also includes mentoring and things like that, because when the United States citizens are running the communities and running the world in the United States, then there's this mentoring that goes on instead of just sitting around everybody that's third world doing third world things. It's always been a certain. My family had to assimilate when we came here. In fact, by World War II, came here in 1905. By World War II, we were in the army. This looks like every other turnpike entrance in the world. I remember that. I don't know where it is. Actually, no, this is there's something in Kansas. I forget what highway it is. And Kansas and Oklahoma are deep state, man. They're protected. If you're not busting people like mad in those states, they're covering for the criminals. I don't believe I've seen much occurring in Kansas, Oklahoma, and except for he's going after the marijuana people. It's a given, but got to break through that cover they all have. I mean, New Mexico should have had a ton of arrests already. I mean, something's going on there where they're covered. Yeah, they ruined my online purchasing. I was trying to buy stuff, they'd say it's out of stock. And, hey, they may have ordered all of it. I can't tell you whether they did or didn't. I don't have that investigative capability. Just watch what I'm ordering, and while I'm ordering stuff, they check out, and, and there's nothing left. They sit there online and do it. They don't have to go to the store. That's why you don't let people stall. What is this place? It's like a state hospital. Actually, no, it's a lot. Let's see. Okay, so this is how it works. So Rabbi Yeshua ben David comes to earth, and he says, "Don't do long prayers." Like who is ever describing the heathen or something. So that only lasts for so long because what happens is all the people that get into that religion, which you all call Christianity, which really isn't Christianity, will start willing all the sociopathic, narcissistic, those type of people. They'll start willing people to take on the form of what Rabbi Yeshua said not to do. So then Hashem has to get people into religions where they do the opposite, where they pray long. This is really how the world's running. That's funny. This woman said Shriners the other day. I don't know what the Shriners place. I haven't heard the word Shriner in forever. And the other day, what was it about? Somebody was a Shriner. He was a good guy or something they were saying. I don't remember. I think somebody passed. Who passed? Sounds like the biggest Shriner center I've ever seen. I'm probably part of the Shriners inside. They just block my real life from occurring. I'd have like a road degree and stuff like that. Probably have a couple roads degrees or something like that. Honorary degrees. I'd be honorary member of the Shriners. All that kind of stuff. Probably, yeah. These Shriners probably have already put me in like 50 times. They keep going, oh, no. That's why you have to be careful what you say in judgment of others as far as effectuating will, because you may put somebody out that needs to be in. You got drunk and said, oh, and projected your will. So, was it the Garage Monkey or Monkey Garage, whatever it is? Apparently, that guy got drunk, and he actually has video of it. And he was drunk. He offered these people, in the end, he offered them like $22,000 for something he believes was worth maybe 10. So he sobered up. They brought it by, and he said, "Look, I didn't ask you to buy the vehicle. He said you wouldn't let me go. I had to sell it to you." He tried to stall him and push him off, but yeah, he said, "That's it. My word. I offered it. I'll give you the money. He's probably got more money than he needs anyway." Which is because God would do something like that. Not say he get you drunk so you don't know what you're doing, but he might use it for you to pay somebody some money. I mean, if you have money you really don't need, and God has people that need to get paid, that's how the world's supposed to run. But again, you got your geniuses in the religion. Yeah, so this last part of the trip is what takes. That's why I told me to go the other way, I guess. Going this way, going this way. Walmart. I might go over the Granbury. I don't want to give them any fuel. Right? And that'd be what they were trying to force me to drive over to Granbury. And then they all see, said that stuff. Now he's driving over to Granbury. That's the way they are, like idiots. I just lucky I didn't get a lawyer and sue him for $10 million. I prefer it this way. Just torment them. This road doesn't make sense. weird over here. Yeah, see, was trying to buy some like marble and stuff, and I couldn't get to Ross, man. And then here it is. I can see it's open now. Maybe because we're over here. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm hoping to get up again so I can see the trend. They know they're blocking me from seeing trends in crime. No, they want crime. Deep state wants crime. So again, based upon statistics on the race of people that commit certain crimes, you're all shit out of luck because there's nothing that makes any sense anymore now. Black people, Latino people, or Arabic people be carried as white Caucasian male. Yeah, we have any females being carried as white? Yeah, go to the female jails in New Jersey. We got women, white male. This is a crazy little spot here. I gotta keep going though. Back here. That's a nice shopping spot. A little secret here. An Allegheny County. Actually, I'm probably name a different town. Oh, maybe I am. I have to look at the map. Okay, there's a Walmart. Definitely had a curse recursing me from this Walmart. Just as I got close, it effectuated. Handled it, but later don't let people stalk people. You'll hear that again in hell. Right. You have to understand this is all real. By proving religion is not what you all say it is. And I said, okay, you can do it, but you got to start telling people the truth instead of working some sort of CIA scam. It's a Sam's Club. It's a weird news. That should be a 4-way. Yeah, Sam's Club. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad over here. Kansas, it was insane. They should have actually built a double one instead of torturing everybody like that. Could actually put another one across the parking area from that one. I mean, people are like backing in and doing all sorts of crazy stuff. just because it's horrible waiting to get gas there. Everybody projecting their head. Bunch of devils. What? Motorcycles and stuff. Like it's weird because in Pennsylvania, a lot more people look like the people I grew up with. and you never know. You never knew that. Yeah, you don't notice it till you come back.